next one is WhiteBIT token. I'm looking at this in different perspectives. As you can see, this is a very new token. It was released on August 22, so it was approximately 1 month and a half, somewhere in the mid of August. As you can see, price at this point is making up and down, volume is accumulating, and the beautiful part that we are having on this token that is very interesting is because this token is in their broker, and during these weeks WhiteBIT token is also traded on the Huobi platform. So all of this combined volume from this broker will increase a lot during this moment, and probability is very high that we can have chances to have more than 200% or 300% from this token. So this is a utility token as well. In my opinion, the trading potential is very high. As I read, Huobi also is sharing a price pool for this token to support it. With the actual data that we have here under the standards of Elliott wave, I can look at up to 300%, so up to 15 is the normal target in my opinion. I shared this analysis also on the Huobi content creators when it was at 3.7, 3.8, and now the price was increased during the night with approximately 57%. So it was at 3.8, and look at the volume that was accumulated, 57%. But what we can expect more, why more than 300% that I'm looking at this right now? So this is one of the best possibilities that we can have. It doesn't come very often. I'm going back on the Huobi token again and look at the trading possibilities that we have. If we are going to look at when Huobi token was released from these waves, we can see a minimum price increase was 360%. Look at the next one. All of these waves are big ones. 145. We have the beginning of the wave 360%, and without taking in consideration the other movements when the price increased, because they were huge after that. So let's look at some other tokens and what we can expect. One of the next tokens that we can look at also here is Binance token, Binance coin. As you can see, when it was shared at that time, I'm going to make smaller the time frame. Without taking in consideration the increase that was very big after the big movements, only the normal price increase that were within the waves, because this was also the beginning of the tokens, it was 100%. We can see waves that increased up to 300%, and after that the price just only increased and increased. If we are going only to take in consideration how the price was and where the price is right now, we can be also in these crazy situations when the price may be probably more than 20 times higher from its actual position. And if you are gonna check also on other big brokers, all of them have approximately the same development. Look at on KuCoin token. So these are gold opportunities when it comes to tokens, in my opinion. Only this wave was 1100%, and after that it bounced a lot higher. We can see smaller waves like this one, 800%. So all the waves have a very good bounce, so we have higher chances to make higher income again. Also, if you are gonna check other tokens, they have the same probabilities, so we just have to be patient and to understand the concept after the token, and that is why I'm looking at for minimum movement. So my minimum expectation that I'm expecting is up to 10. It is not too far away at all. When I was shared, it was at this point, it comes as 170%, and the first realistic target, that is 11, this is approximately 200% as movement from the beginning. However, my top target will be 15, and after that we have to see for developments. But this is a huge... I'll make a brief presentation on the benefits of the WhiteBIT crypto exchange. WhiteBIT is one of the largest European cryptocurrency exchanges. What is really surprising about this broker is that they possess European exchange and custody licenses. WhiteBIT meets the KYC and AML requirements. That means that you will have reliable protection of assets and their securities. You can also make passive income from your money even if you don't intend to invest in certain time periods. Earn up to 30% of passive income on Bitcoin, Ethereum and USDT. These interest rates are impressive compared to other brokers. They have also low trade rates up to 0.1%. You can trade more than 450 trading pairs, and their referral program offers 40% revenue from referral trading commissions. If you want protected funds and earn more passive income, you can open an account via the referral link in the comment section below. Huge opportunity, in my opinion. The next trade for the bigger ones, sorry because I'm looking at the messages right now. The next trade that we have right now is Shiba. I'm looking at Shiba for a simple reason that it may move also beyond 200%. As we have seen also during the previous live streams, all of these boxes showing that price is accumulating. We had the harmonic pattern on the left side of the structure. We have structure that is accumulating the volume, and on the other hand we can see the price to bounce up from this point. Also the movement that is coming down, this is coming as corrective movement, ABC movement before the price will increase up again. So it looks very interesting in my opinion. Also considering that we are in a meme coin as well, the potential is very high that we can get any bounce up to the previous structure zones. So only by considering the previous structure zones we can have targets that they can be from this top of the structure, that is the small structure, up to the top of the next structure for the pattern. Price most of the time tends to test the previous zones where it moved down, so now we can see the price to bounce up, and the reason is because we are looking at accumulation on the lower part. As long as this is holding strong, price should continue higher. 200% is a normal target for this movement. After that I don't know how it can develop because we need to see the price development of the structure, but this is a very good movement as well. And what I really like as a second thing here is that since at the beginning of the June, mid of June, price is within this area and it is just accumulating in the same way how it did before. So how we did before, making the movement that went more than 10x at this point. So this is what we can expect for Shiba as well. I consider a very good one. The next one is Cardano. We need a bit more confirmation on Cardano, but it has higher chances as well to increase. Price is testing the lower part of the structure. As we all know, the project is very good, very strong. What we don't want from Cardano right now is that we don't want the price to move below the lower part of the structure, 0.4. And the beautiful part is that we are looking at this price contraction. Once the price will bounce above the triangle, it will be the beginning of the bullish movement. So let's make this more clear right now. From this bottom, I am expecting the price to increase up to the top, and the top of the structure is approximately 185%. But how can we trade this with only a small risk, let's say? This is a very good trade for margin contracts in my opinion, and you can trade it for the long term, like this wave here, when the price began from March 22, like this wave here. It can happen the same reversal. We can trade with margin contracts, and the risk that we can take should be below 0.4. So our stop loss or liquidation price for our position, it's enough to be below the previous structure. If price is going to stay above 0.4, that is a must, it should continue higher. Otherwise, if this is going to break down, we don't want this trade anymore. So this trade can work fine also with 5x margin, and it can make your profits huge if you are going to be a bit patient with this trade. I really like it how it is actually developed. This structure, in my opinion, is very good for Cardano, but overall, on the bigger picture, it has a lot of potential also for more upside. So I'm just taking in consideration this structure area here. Once the price will develop, will begin the movement, we can see it moving higher as well, also above this point where I target here. So these are normal zones where the price may increase after the next movement. The top target should be approximately 270%, 260. So it's good. Also, the pattern is developing very interesting in my opinion. The next is a meme coin again. I'm not a big fan for Dogecoin, but as long as the market loves it, why not to have a look and the trading possibilities that this is offering. So look at the structure that Dogecoin is actually developing here. It is stopped in a zone area where it is dating back in January 2021. Very strong area as it seems, 0.05 approximately. And on the smaller time frame, we can see that price is actually creating this accumulation of volume. So we are in a moment of accumulation with up and downs. It's a normal process. As we can see, I have shared this also before, this movement on our group. Price is moving down. This is a normal correction that is actually happening here. And as you can see, we have a small breakout. It will be more clear on a lower time frame. So this is the breakout that we have. At the moment, that all the other coins are going to move. So if Bitcoin is going to move, all the market will begin the movement. And what I actually expect for these coins, that they are very speculative from the market. Minimum expectations that we can expect here is that we are at the bottom of the structure and the price should keep rising up to the upper targets. They are not, let's say they are a realistic target, all of these, because if Bitcoin will recover, all the market will recover, and probably faster, in the same way how they move down. Also, as we are reading in different websites, we are looking at many whales that are moving in and out in the market in order to fill their accounts. So this bounce, it's nothing compared to the speculation that these meme coins may have during that moment. But let's stay on conservative targets for all of this. Also, Dogecoin may give us a very good opportunity. The invalidation of this idea will come. I want to thank you for all the support that you are showing. I am reading the chat right now. Thank you very much. What may happen on Bitcoin, because we need to know also the invalidation of the ideas that we may have. The lower part of the structure is at 0.049. This is our invalidation point. So let's say if you are going to use margin contracts, you should know that your stop loss should be below this point, below 0.49. I'm going to make it black. It doesn't matter how far it is, but you should know that once the price will break it down, the previous structure, you don't have to have this trade anymore in your portfolio, because it is going to be very risky. So that is why I'm suggesting the margin contracts here, and also it will increase your profit potential in a very big way. So let's suppose that we are going to use a buy at the market right now. I'm going to place the stop loss at 0.0447. Only with the target, if we are going to target the top of the structure of the pattern that I'm looking at here, only this part will be 279%. So if you suppose that you are going to keep this trade for a longer period of time, you can look at that it will increase your income in a crazy way at this point. Look at the risk that you are gonna have. So let's say you are gonna invest $100 for this type of risk. The maximum that you may get from this movement is 750. If you want to target only the structure that we are right now, it will be this zone, and you will have 350 approximately. So it's a very, very good way how I see this movement. I want to thank you, Artli, that is writing right now on the chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So this is what we can trade on the way how we can trade in future contracts, margin contracts, and by limiting our risk. So it will increase the risk, but we are going to see this type of trades in another moment, in another session. For the time being, we need to focus on the bigger movements and which one of them has the highest potential to increase during this period of time. So this is my personal opinion. This is another 200% trade. The profit potential with margin contracts is very high, and it's worth to take this risk for this contract. Let's move on another one. I really like this. This is Zcash. If you are gonna look at Zcash right now, what price is doing is that it is testing a very old support area. This is dating back on September 20, so it comes 2 years ago, as you can see. It's very interesting zone. As I have shared also during the previous live streams this pattern, the price is actually accumulating on the lower part of the structure. This is the accumulation process. And here we have the support area. Our support area tested 49.95, as I see here. I really like it how the price is stopped right now. The combination on both these structures is giving us some new data that we can see the next bounce. Look at how similar both of these structures are with each other. So we have very similar structures, and that is why we may have the same price reaction. How the price reacted before, it can react also now. On Zcash, what is interesting and what we can assume that the price is going to increase is that if we will assume that we are on the first wave, the second wave that is coming down is the second wave correction, and we are going to see the price for the third and the fifth wave up again. Just one moment. The top of the structure was on March 22, when everything began with the crash. So only that movement is approximately 270–290%. So this is a very big movement. If we are going to break this down on lower time frame for Zcash, what we can see here is that price is actually on this part of the structure. Let's delete it. And we can see the breakout from this pattern. This is adding some data on the bullish scenario that we are looking at right now. What we can do is that this is showing to us that price has high probability to change the direction of the trend, so it has high probability to move higher, despite the fact that probably we don't know at all what is happening on the backstage from this crypto overall. But as we may know, most of the news is shared after it has happened. So it is not only with one cryptocurrency this problem, it is with all of them. And that is why our focus should be in using the stop losses. So our stop loss for this trade is a must to be below 49.95, that was the previous low, because with this breakdown the price will devalue our assumption that we are looking at for a potential second wave and the third wave development right now. So our analysis will fall down at this moment. But if we are going to get this analysis on the right side, only with a small stop loss, not a big stop loss, so let's say 46.85, 47 is good as well, let's say 47. If you are going to use margin contracts, you will see that our profits increases in a very, very big way. You are going to risk a specific amount for this movement. Only the top of the structure that is a very conservative target at this point, in my opinion. It's about 300%. It's normal. It's very big overall. And we can see it moving higher from this point. If you are going to trade Zcash in this situation with this margin where the price is right now, we can see that up to the normal target, that is the first structure, this is going to reach 500% only from this point. So all what you can do is only to limit your risk by using liquidation prices, the stop losses, every time you trade. At least this is my approach, how I look at my trades. So I think that we went in many of them. I wanted to share the last one for today. Also, Matic is developing in a very good way. The only problem is that we need to wait a little bit for Matic. Price is actually creating this correction. This is an ABC correction, that the price is coming down, and the pattern that we are looking at on the daily time frame is this contraction here. So if price is going to confirm that this was the pattern after the breakout, we may see the next bullish movement. We need to wait because we can never know. Price can also move down to test the bottom again. The buy was close to the lower part of the structure, but once we are going to have the bounce, we can see a high potential for Matic as well. So we have a very big potential for the retest of the structures as well. Probably not like the ones that I actually shared before, but considering that Matic is highly speculated and the project is very good, so it means that everyone is going to jump and to buy after the confirmation will come. Let's say this is the actual data that we have here. The volume will increase very, very fast after that. So 130% for these structure areas are very good targets. Also, during the previous movement, when the price was testing the low, it was shared also at the time, only this movement was 200%. So let's see, but I don't think that Matic is going to give up and to test the low again. I can't say that at all, but we can have possibilities for the price to increase more from this point. So hope you guys enjoyed the content that I prepared for you today and you found it interesting. And we'll see what we can have for the coming live stream, any interesting pattern. For tomorrow I will share best setups that we may have. I will try to focus on the lower time frames. The time frames that I actually shared right now are in line with the short-term traders and long-term traders, considering the actual price action that the price is creating and where the price is actually sleeping right now. But for tomorrow I will try to look at for some smaller patterns and how we can trade them. So thank you very much for joining today and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.